Hey guys, welcome back to my channel ClearHue. If you are new here, namaste. My name is Dr.Rakshita and this channel is all about skincare, wellness and makeup. So if any of these interest you, don't forget to subscribe. Guys, I literally purchased a new mic for my setup because if you've seen my videos earlier, my hand mic is not working, so I got this one. It turned out to be such shit quality, honestly, and I did pay like a good amount for it. It's not a cheap mic, but somehow it just doesn't work. I'm gonna put in a complaint because it just doesn't work. The sound quality is horrible, like horrible. I sound like a 70s or like a 60s. That's what I sound like with this. So unfortunately I have to film with like my normal Apple earphones, and I know they don't look good, but it's functionality currently, so I have to roll with it. But yeah, that's how we are gonna roll with it. So guys, in today's video I will be talking about top sunscreen sprays that I have tried. Actually, not top sunscreen sprays. I'm just going to review like 6 new sunscreen sprays in the market. It's literally the time for sunscreen sprays. Like there was this whole wave of sunscreen sticks. Now it's the same for sunscreen sprays, and I have a bunch of them. With that, I also want to talk about whether or not sunscreen sprays work. Are they worth it, and everything you need to know about them. So now, without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. So guys, first I want to talk about sunscreen sprays that I've already reviewed, like the Derma Co one and the 52 Sundays one. This one, the cap is very loose, so it just comes off the minute I try to hold it. But yeah, these are the two that I have reviewed earlier, like full length videos. So I'm gonna run past them pretty quickly. First, we are gonna talk about the sun filters. So let's talk about the sun filter in the Derma Co one first. So there's octinoxate, which is a UVB sun protective agent. There's avobenzone, which is a UVA sun filter. There's octocrylene, which is a hybrid sun filter. And there's titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, which are both mineral or physical sun filters. So that's which are like hybrid sun filters. So these are the sun filters that are inside of this sunscreen spray. It is this pretty cute capsule packaging. Also, it is double protected. Like once you take this lid off, which is very secure, there's another lid right here, so there's very minimal chances of leaking for this one. Now this particular sunscreen spray is SPF of 50. I am assuming, yeah, SPF of 50, PA of 4 pluses. It's right here. So now this is a fragrance free sunscreen spray. If you're someone that wants a fragrance free formula, this is one. Now with this particular sunscreen spray, I did not like it very much because this was a bit blotchy on application. Like when you spray it, I'll quickly show you all of these sunscreen sprays. I'm gonna show you like a speed run of application. So see, did you see that there's like a halo of white colored fluid that forms? So it's not like the most fine mist at all. If you put it on your face, it's gonna literally come out in blotches, which is not ideal for someone that's trying to layer, you know, this on top of say makeup, because you would have to move it on a bit. You can pat, of course, but this one requires a bit more of rubbing than patting. So I have more options in here that wouldn't do that. This is a very good sunscreen spray that I use for my body instead of my face for the same reason. It is not greasy at all. It doesn't sting your eyes, it doesn't sting your face, it goes on smoothly, it leaves no white cast. But again, the whole point of a sunscreen spray is that you don't have to rub it in or pat it in, because if that's the case, I just apply my normal cream sunscreen, right? So this doesn't fulfill that purpose for me as well as some of these other sunscreens. Hence, that's my review for this one. Alright, so now about the 52 Sundays one. Now this has like 9 sun filters. There is E-Capsule, which is a UVA sun filter. There's benzophenone 4, which is a UVB sun filter. We have octinoxate, which is a UVB sun filter. Then we have like octinoxate again for some reason in the ingredients list, so that, and then we have avobenzone, which is a UVA sun filter. Then we have benzophenone 3, which is a hybrid sun filter. We have zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, which are both mineral sun filters. And then we have Tinosorb M, which is again a hybrid sun filter, a new generation sun filter. This also has para-aminobenzoic acid, which supplements to these sunscreens. Now if you have any kind of queries about say any of these sun filters or para-aminobenzoic acid, or literally any query about this particular sunscreen, like I said, there's a full dedicated video where I discuss everything, literally everything, even the toxicology percentages of like some of these bothersome ingredients. So it's all in that video. I'll link it down below, you can watch. But in short, this is a very beautiful sunscreen spray with a lot of like sun filters. Always shake your sunscreen sprays before you use them. like always, because a lot of times the sun filters settle down, they are biphasic a lot of times, so always shake it. This has one of the most fine mists possible, like I don't know, I'll show it on my face. Literally like the most fine mist ever. It literally feels like absolute water, and it literally, it has rose water as a base, so it genuinely feels like just rose water. You won't even be able to tell that this is a sunscreen. It feels like you just spritz on some rose water and called it a day. That's what it feels like, which is why I really like this one. So to be fair, like a little spoiler alert, in the bunch that I have, this is probably my favorite one. But yes, that's my review on this one. Again, this of course is transparent, so it doesn't have any white cast. It doesn't sting your eyes, it doesn't sting your face. It sits very comfortably. Now for this one, the finish was very natural. It wasn't matte, wasn't dewy, but it like sits in like a very natural state, a bit dewy, because I'm extremely oily, acne prone, so on my skin it pulls a little bit dewy, but overall pretty natural only. But when it comes to this one, the 52 Sundays one, it literally settles into your skin like water. Like there's no finish to it, there's no dewy or matte or anything. It settles like water, it will just disappear into your skin, which is why I love it so much. Now guys, the next sunscreen spray is Dr.ClearHue. It's their haldi and hyaluronic acid sunscreen spray. Quickly talking about the ingredients, like the sun filters, it has octinoxate, which is a UVB sun filter, it has avobenzone, which is a UVA sun filter, it has octocrylene, which is a hybrid sun filter, and then it has titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, which are both mineral and hybrid sun filters. Most of these sunscreen sprays have almost the same sun filters, by the way, I noticed. But yeah, this is SPF 50 PA of 4 pluses as well. I forgot to share about the 52 Sundays one. This is also SPF 50 PA of 4 pluses, so that's that. But yeah, this one is also fragrance free. Technically the 52 Sundays is also fragrance free, it just has rose water, which is what it smells like, that's fragrance free. This one is also fragrance free and very well suited for someone with, you know, like a more sensitive skin type. This also, I'll say, this is a bit more finer mist in comparison to the Derma Co one, but I'm gonna quickly show you. See, in the initial few sprays, it doesn't spray very nicely at all. You have to literally let go of some of it and then it sprays like this, but then it settles into like small whitish particles, which is the only thing. Now it's all over my hair also, but that's fine. But yeah, this, like for example, the Derma Co one, like I said, has like this big splotchy ring. It's not like that, it goes on a bit more fine, a bit more mist like, if I may say so, but you will see small droplets of white like on your face. So this one is that one sunscreen that you can tap and it will just absorb, leaves no white cast. It's extremely lightweight. It is like a watered down version of their haldi and hyaluronic acid sunscreen, which is great. This doesn't sting your eyes, doesn't sting your face, it sits very comfortably. The finish is a bit more dewy, it's not like matte, but it's like a natural dewy. It's not like, oh, you'll glow like a disco ball dewy, it's like a natural dewy. So it settles well in that regard, but this is a pretty good sunscreen. But again, if you're someone that's wearing makeup that you just can't, like you can't even tap on it because you're like, oh, it'll come off, then this might not be the one for you. But if you're someone that can just spray and like do this, then you're good with this one. Like it is a pretty good formulation. But the next sunscreen I'm going to show you is very transparent and it's a more affordable version of, say, the 52 Sundays one. So let me show you. Now the next one is the Happier Sundays sunscreen spray, which was the most requested sunscreen spray on my channel. At least on every video there was one comment asking me to review the Happier sunscreen spray, so I'm very happy to review the Happier sunscreen spray. Now the sun filters in here are octinoxate, which is a UVB sun filter, we have avobenzone, which is a UVA sun filter, and we have octocrylene, which is a hybrid sun filter. I told you the sun filters are very similar in the sunscreens. This one has the least amount of sun filters though of all of these sunscreen sprays. They have a bunch more, this only has 3. But on that regard, this is also like a completely transparent spray and a very fine mist, like extremely fine, almost as fine as the 52 Sundays one. But yeah, this goes completely clear and transparent. So this is not one of those sunscreen sprays you will have to tap or rub into your skin. You can just spray and let it sit and it will just absorb itself. The finish is very natural, not matte, not dewy. it won't sting your eyes, it won't sting your face. At least on my, like, my eyes didn't sting with any of these sunscreens, I noticed, which is wonderful. And this is also SPF 50, PA of 4 pluses. This is also fragrance free, this has no fragrance at all. As for beneficial ingredients, this has hyaluronic acid, kakadu plum and aloe vera and all of that. A bunch of these, like of course this one has haldi and hyaluronic acid, so that is great. The Derma Co one has hyaluronic acid, so these are mostly hyaluronic acid sunscreens. But this is very, very nice. Now if you're someone that wears a lot of heavy makeup, the only two for you that I feel would be suitable is the 52 Sundays one and the Happier one. They are both completely transparent, sits on your skin in like a perfectly natural finish, and they do not make your face more glowy or more matte. They just sit there like natural skin, gets absorbed immediately. And again, if you're a heavy makeup wearer, these are ones that you're gonna enjoy more than the others. Up next, I have two more of these sunscreens. Now the next two are body sunscreens, they are not face sunscreens. The four that I've shown you work very well on your face. These other two are purely body sunscreen. So I'll start with the Nivea Sun one. This is SPF 50 sunscreen. The PA rating is not given, though it does have a lot of good UVA filters as well, but they have not mentioned the PA rating, which I find a little odd, but I'll go by the sun filters. So this has avobenzone, which is a UVA sun filter, so it's literally the first sun filter, so clearly this will deliver on the UVA protection part as well. Then it has ethyl hexyl salicylate, which is a UVB sun filter. We have Juvenile T150, which is a UVB sun filter. We have Juvenile A+, which is a UVA sun filter, and we have Tinosorb S, which is a hybrid sun filter. Now this particular sunscreen is a mix of your old and new generation sun filters. This sits in a base of alcohol, though a lot of these are, like actually all of these other sunscreens don't have alcohol. They don't sit in the base of alcohol, only this one does. But unless you have like a very inflammatory condition, say eczema, psoriasis or something like that on your body, you should be fine. We use hand sanitizers as well, and multiple times throughout the day. So like, and those are like 70-80% alcohol at least. This is like 46% alcohol, I guess. Let me tell you the exact, 48.33%. So personally, I did not experience any skin dryness or anything like that. If my skin is well moisturized, I just spray it on, the alcohol dissipates immediately and it just leaves behind the sun filters. This one now is a very dewy finished sunscreen. Like on your body, it feels like a dry oil. Have you ever used like those dry oils that you spray and it absorbs immediately, and it you know, like what is the word for it? Imparts only, I think it imparts like a beautiful glow onto your skin. So this is basically what this sunscreen does. So I love it for that purpose. Pretty good in terms of protection, amazing in terms of like finish and like the shine and everything. The price point is a bit higher, which is the only like downside of it, is the only drawback. But this is not like a Indian product, right? This is a UK based Nivea product which was recently launched in India, and that is why the price point is a little bit higher. But this is also 200 ml. A lot of other sunscreens I've shown you today were 100 ml, so the price to me is kind of justified. I don't think it's that high, but I do get like as a one time investment it could be a little bit more. But I have another body sunscreen recommendation in terms of spray, so just wait. Next one is Dot & Key spray. Now it is very clear that this is a biphasic serum. Like, can you see? I'll just move it around. You see this layer right here, and then there's this. So this is like a biphasic serum. There's oil on top and there's water like right at the bottom. So before you use it, just give it like a good vigorous shake. I'd say do it with all of these sunscreens, because again, most of these are like in opaque packaging. You won't be able to tell if these are biphasic, and as it is, sunscreen sprays, you should shake them, because you do not know the sun filters have settled down or not. So now that I've like shaken it, it turns into this very milky spray, right? So the sun filters in here are octinoxate, which is a UVB sun filter. We have Juvenile A+, which is a UVA sun filter. We have Ensulizole, which is a UVB sun filter, and we have Ecamsul, which is a UVA sun filter. Ecamsul, I remember, used to be a L'Oreal exclusive sun filter. Now I've seen it in this as well as in the 52 Sundays sunscreen spray. So I think they are now not L'Oreal exclusive. But anyway, so this particular packaging is pretty good and travel friendly, because you have to literally turn it like this, and then only the spray would go down. Like I'll show you, like this, right? And then you turn it back and it'll lock, it won't, like now it won't spray. So this particular sunscreen now, okay, I'll tell you what, the only issue I have with this is this smell. I hate the smell. It has no fragrance, by the way, no added fragrance, but the ingredients in it leave this very, very weird sour smell. If you've ever tried the watermelon cooling sunscreen, like for the face, you would notice that it has a very weird sourish smell, which this sunscreen also has, that I do not like. And the thing is that on the face, that dissipates quicker. On my entire body, I can keep smelling that sour smell for a more prolonged amount of time. So I'm not a big fan, but this is like a functional product, like it performs very well. You have to keep shaking it though. You see, it's now like starting to separate. The oil is starting to separate from the water. But yeah, it's like a good enough product, but I just don't appreciate the smell. Also, this is SPF 40, PA of 3 pluses, the least amount of PA protection and SPF protection from the others, but that's okay. PA of 3 plus above is perfectly fine, and an SPF of SPF 30 to 50 is also great, so that's not a problem to me. Also, this also has like a bit of dewy finish only, but like the Nivea one has that dry oil touch kind of a finish. This one doesn't. This has like just a simple, more moisturizing dewy finish, like a oilier base, so it moisturizes your skin pretty well. So if you have really dry skin, you'd like it. Though I did notice this has a methyl lactate, which is a derivative of menthol, hence the my mic will have my hair in it. Okay, I just put my hair back because I feel like my hair could have been rubbing against the mic and creating like some kind of static. But basically I was saying that this sunscreen now has methyl lactate, so it does, I don't know, on my skin it doesn't really feel that mentholy and that cool, but it can. I mean, I didn't experience it, I don't know why. But yeah, basically the point I'm trying to make is that menthol can be really sensitizing. So if you're someone that again has really inflammatory skin conditions, then not for you, because that menthol can really trigger your inflammation even more. If you have an intact skin, if you don't have inflammation, I feel like it's going to be fine. It's not going to harm you that much unless you're specifically allergic to menthol, then that's a different scenario. But this is a pretty good sunscreen, an affordable body sunscreen spray at that. But now that I'm done talking about these sunscreens, is our sunscreen sprays really worth it, is a question that arises in our mind right now. To be fair, no, they're not the best method of reapplying your sunscreens. Sunscreen sprays, mostly when you spray them, almost 50% of it is dissipated into thin air, so you're wasting a lot of product, like a lot of it. 50% of your product has gone out in thin air, it's not even on your body. So that is one thing that I feel like, oh, you're practically losing money on the product, it's going here and there. So sunscreen sprays are purely made for the purpose that if you're wearing a lot of makeup that day, or if you're out somewhere where it's like impossible to reapply your sunscreen with a stick or like a cream, then go on with the sunscreen spray. Like you're probably out on a trip and you're like, oh, I won't get the opportunity to keep reapplying it, you know. Or if say you you are wearing a lot of makeup, you're going for an event and you have to have a lot of makeup, you can't touch your face, then it makes sense you have these. But nothing beats the reapplication of your sunscreen creams, like literal lotions, sunscreen lotions that you're going to reapply. Nothing ever beats them. They are literally the best method. Coming down to sunscreen sticks, they are the next best method. You have to really run them through your face a lot and then you'll get the best protection with them. So they are like second best to the sunscreen lotion, but sunscreen sprays are like the third. Sunscreen powders I don't even consider, they're horrible, I don't like them. They do not give you enough sun protection. The only way a sunscreen powder would work is if you just use it as like your setting powder, or just to like get oiliness away from your face, and then you reapply with some other method. That's all. But sunscreen powders do nothing. So sunscreen sprays also are not the most effective method. You really have to like douse your face, like your face should, almost like how you wash your face with water and your face is dripping, that's how your face should be dripping with the sunscreen spray. That's when it is enough, otherwise it's not really. So these are not really worth it unless you really have to use them, unless you really are someone who's like, I have no other means to reapply my sunscreen. If I touch my face, my makeup's gonna go bad, or I just like can't even get like 2 minutes to reapply with the stick, then go in with these. Or otherwise it's not really worth it. Even I wouldn't have purchased so many sunscreen sprays if it wasn't to review it for you guys. And I know there's a lot of other sunscreen sprays in the market, but please understand that I don't get a lot of PR. I have to purchase all of this, right? So purchasing all of this stuff, like purchasing more sunscreen sprays that I might not even end up using, is literally loss of money for me. And I have like a lot of other bills to pay for. I have other things to buy. Like I have so much to do with that money. Like I have to invest, I have to do this and that. I can't keep purchasing like just sunscreen sprays. Still, these were the ones that were like the most requested, the most hyped in the market, and I was like, you know what, for you guys I'll purchase all of them and I'm going to review them. But again, even for me, I really like to reapply my sunscreen in a cream format, and that's that. But yeah. So guys, that was it for today's video. If you like the video, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel ClearHue, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.